Hello and welcome to the STB Racing League Season 17 Russian Grand Prix this time. This is our final race before we head off for the Christmas break for 3 weeks. So we are really looking forward to this one, and just to add a little bit of spice to this race, it is yet again another chance for your championship leader to wrap up the championship here tonight with F&T Kevin on the verge of his first STB championship and first Brazilian champion that we've ever had in STB, and also the first Tier 2 champion we've had in over 5 seasons. So yeah, really looking forward to this one. Matt needs to outscore Kevin by 9 points minimum tonight just to keep the championship going. So he's got a bit of a task ahead of him to keep this championship alive. And I'd say that Kevin has less of that weight on his shoulders for this race, but I'm sure he's going to be wanting to take the victory in style for his last race. But yeah, I'm joined yet again in the commentary box by Sync Buckley. It's lovely to have you back, Buckley. How are you feeling for this one?
Yeah, it's good. I'm feeling good, and it's the last race before the Christmas break, and potentially a chance for Kevin to get an early Christmas present and wrap up the title here in STB. The track, 16 corners long, very tight and twisty. Some drivers consider it as the Monaco without the mud or something. And it's a very strict corner cutting, so drivers will have to look out for that as well tonight. And yeah, be a good one.
Yeah, we're hoping. The track, although not a fan favourite, it does offer some overtaking opportunities if you can get it right. So we'll have to see what happens in the race. Yeah, there was a bit of carnage in the race yesterday, especially on that first lap. So we'll just hope for an interesting race, some good battling throughout the field, and obviously that championship battle is what we're going to be focusing on, especially tonight. For those watching, I can only apologise. You have to stick with me tonight. I am currently recovering from coronavirus, so I will do my best to stick with you for this race. But if you notice that I sound a bit groggy, that is why. But the racing continues, so here I am.
Yeah, there's a big trade in Sector 3 as drivers to try to line up themselves, get a gap.
Yeah, they're pretty much stationary.
Yeah.
Coming through the penultimate corner. There was a massive train coming down the back straight. Their tyres are going to be very cold starting on that lap. A few drivers going on mediums to start, but the strategy is very, very simple, soft to mediums for the race. I'm sure those starting outside the top 10 will start on the mediums. It'll be an odd one to see anybody go on a set of hards unless they have to box lap 1. Which they could possibly do so. First driver coming around the penultimate corner now to set his first lap. EQR Pistem on his debut in STB Tier 2. He comes across the line, he sets a 30.5. And see what the guys behind him can do. Shark puts himself on divisional pole. A little bit ahead of his teammate. Mauli a second back. He's obviously made a mistake on his lap somewhere. He was one that was looking forward to this race tonight, Buckley.
Yeah, it's probably Maldi. Apparently he speaks the language of Russian, so he'll be looking for a good result tonight in the Russian EP as Mekas comes across the line, goes 5th, and EQ Matty goes
one that we haven't spoke about. He's very, very confident going forward to this one. He did race in the Tier 2 race yesterday and got P3. So, yeah, Tier 1, yeah. Yeah, he had a very strong showing. His pace was strong. What is pretty much a bogey track for a lot of drivers. And I think he's very strong. You can already see that. 4 attempts clear of any driver near him, so
yeah, as long as Matt can, keep it clean without any warnings or penalties, I think he's got a really good chance to close that gap down to Kevin tonight. As Classic Allen, I think that was P8.
Yeah,
That's
Dylan's
off.
put himself into P6 on his first run. I think everybody is just on an in-lap at the moment. There's few on a set of mediums still out there, may go for another run. Wait and see. Most of them should be pinning into the pits. As Cineflow with a big slide nearly ends up in the wall out of turn 9. Got away with that one.
As he goes into the final sector, we'll see what his sector split time
I think he's
is.
on an in-lap, despite his
Yeah, he is.
slightly. Possibly just getting a feeler on these mediums. Just big slide again. Rear end. That corner is very, very difficult. He is going to come to the line though. So just getting some feeler laps in for the Renault team. At 34.2, a long way off where he would have wanted to be. Timo Afale and Agnes Tony are both on outlaps, I believe. I think Dangerman's invalidated his. It would just be those two coming across the line next to start their laps.
I think most people in the pit lane now will be fueling and getting new stem tires on as Benjamin comes back into the pit lane.
Vale's got past Agonized Honey. So yeah, he will be the next one to start his lap. He's looked pretty strong so far for his Tier 2 campaign for what he's been in for. So, keep an eye on what he can do tonight.
Starts his lap. Comes to the final corner, he needs to get an exit. And it's straight.
Yep, so what is actually turn 1 he is coming through now. As he gets then the long run down into turn 2. And pick the braking point right on the left hand side. Just in between the 100 metre board and the start of the curb. Comes through turn 1 now, round the long left hander of turn 2. Seems to go on forever when you're in the car. It's a full hairpin, but obviously very high speeds. He now goes into turn 3. Very important to keep it tight on the inside and as much of the exit as possible. Coming into turn 4 now, you've got to pick your braking point again. Don't take too much curb on that inside. He loses it a little bit on the exit curb. Coming into turn 7 and 8 now. Drifts a little bit wide out on the curb. Coming into turn 8 now. Drifts the curb nicely on the inside. And he's now got end of the sector 2 and sector 3 to go. Loses it again on traction on the exit, but looking like a reasonably clean lap from the McLaren driver. Keeps it tight to the wall on the right hand side. DRS wide open. Comes down into the heavy braking zone now. Beginning of sector 3. Locks his front brakes slightly. Lost him a little bit of time in the strange off-camber final few corners. Which seems to just drag the car to the outside. Again, keeps it tidy. Through the left-right chicane. Now coming up to the penultimate corner. Again, important not to ruin your lap as he's had a big slide and that's going to cost him a load of time, but he now has one more corner to navigate. He comes across the line and it is a 30.4. Still puts him on the front row. We'll see what Agonized Honey can do behind him. He pits. He's boxed after that.
Yep.
A few drivers have just started their laps. As we see Pistem cutting corners to get back to the pit lane. So we'll go back on board with Tavares, who is on a lap. Currently about 3 tenths up, but he has lost a bit of time on the curb. We'll see what his delta time is coming up to the second delta line now, second sector line. Might get a little bit of slipstream from the car ahead. Should jump out of his way. Does so nicely. Into the braking zone. He's 6 tenths up. So he's still got a bit of time to gain if he wants to get himself towards that top 5. His rear's gone light. He's going to lose some time there. A little bit tentative as well through this final sector. So not the best lap from the Haas driver, but he's going to continue. He's going to try and get his banker lap in, but he's gone wide around the final corner. And yeah, that's invalidated his lap. was a 30.6. Couldn't get it in the end.
On board with Shark, he's nearly 2 tenths up when it's just final sector. And run the last few corners, see what he can do. Final corner, and he's good exit. Across the finish line, he goes pole.
Yeah, and it is.
Lap.
It's provisional pole. So, good luck from him. We'll see what Matt can do to respond. He's actually invalidated his lap.
Yeah.
So, just leaving it late. He's going to have to go all in on that final lap.
I'm on board with
Said,
Kevin as well. He's coming to the final sector. A couple of corners, I mean. We'll see what he can
Around the final corner across the line. It's 30.3. So a decent banker lap from the Ferrari. He needs to start reasonably high up in this race, trying to avoid any sort of contact, as he did have last week, even from pole position. So yeah, he just needs to stay out of trouble for this one in particular, as Dylan's now coming through the final sector. It's 3 tenths up. Oh, and he span, he's in the wall.
Oh!
And he's lost his front wing.
No.
And he's going to have to box and go for one more lap at the end. He's got a couple of cars coming up behind him. His teammates just starting not his teammates, sorry, the house is just starting a lap. Anybody else on a lap? Looks like Max Andrich is invalidated. So watch Dan Boss as he's now coming through the final sector. Haven't seen how much he's up on his time. He's only got 2 more corners to navigate. Try and get himself a lap. He's invalidated on the left hand side. There was a 30.1, so that was good enough for the second row. And only just off the provisional pole as well. That's very disappointing for him. So Agonized Honey is on a lap. It's gone wide. That's an invalidation as well. It's going to be a theme that we see tonight. It's a very easy track to invalidate. Danger Man's on a lap, so we'll keep an eye on him. Coming down the straight now, we'll see if he's actually managed to improve on his first 2 sectors. He's slightly up, but it's not really enough for him to make a mark in the top 10. He may back off and go for a fresh set of softs at the end. He's going to continue. So he's going to finish his lap and see what he can do. I think Sinaflo and SLR Morgan are now on laps. He did improve by 6 tenths in the end, put himself into P11. So we'll see what SLR Morgan can do. No, we'll watch Sinaflo because he's further on the lap. Coming into turn 8 now.
Oh,
we've got a yellow flag at the end of the straight. And he's invalidated.
Yeah.
There was a Mercedes off the track there. Yeah, so his lap is done. So yeah, we'll go back with SLR Morgan, see what he is doing on his lap. 4 tenths up at the moment with that first sector. Oh, he's invalidated on the inside there. That's again, he's got no banker lap for the end of the session, so it's going to be difficult for him to get a proper lap in. So Davy will now be the next one to cross the line.
Yeah, he's hit the wall.
Yeah.
The front wing is gone.
And we got a Renault that's spun as well. He may have enough time. He should have enough time to come in, change the tyres. We usually have a timing glitch. And Davy's gone deep at the end of the straight. So I think that's his lap done and dusted as well. He may peel into the pits and abort this lap. He has a loose rear moment as well. But he is going to continue. He wants to set this lap. He thinks it's good enough for this session. Around the final corner now, he drifts wide. He's going to invalidate out there, I think. He's got away with it, but not like that time he would have wanted. And Dylan's just started a lap. He's the only one out there, I believe, on a lap. Him and Tavares. Watching as he comes through turn 3 now. Tavares is just ahead of him on the track, so these guys are the last ones now. And Tavares has backed off by the looks of it. Oh no, that is Agonized Honey on an outlap. Oh, and Tavares, I think, is behind these guys and might have just spun on turn 3. Not the session he was looking for, but We'll stick with SLR Dylan now. And then into turn 9. Can he keep the rest of his lap clean? He needs to if he wants to get a higher position. Got a decent bank lap at the moment, but he's going to want to improve, possibly get himself into the top 5. He's currently Shark, who sits on provisional pole. That still couldn't beat his best time at the moment. He's got one more run to do it. We'll see what he's doing on this lap. But we're waiting for Dylan to now come across the line, as he's only got 3 more corners to navigate.
That's getting slipstream from his sports teammate. As he's one and a half tenths up. Should be enough for pole.
Alright, so we'll wait for Dylan to cross the line, see what lap he can do to come to us now. It is P3, so decent lap from him, but here comes Matt. This is crucial for him. He was very confident coming into this race, and I think he was looking for a minimum of a pole position and a race win, putting a lot of pressure on his shoulders. But can he put himself halfway there on pole position and get the long run down into turn 1 with a clear track? He comes across the line now. He does. Wow. 29.6, a fantastic lap.
That's a great lap.
And he puts himself on pole. We'll now watch Kevin 2 tenths up, but he's going to need more than that if he's going to beat Matt.
Oh, he locks up.
Now, yeah, it's going to cost him time. A few more corners to come through for him now. Keeps it clean through the left-right chicane. Got 2 more corners now. Can he get himself even on the front row to try and put himself in a prime position to get his first championship in STB? Janino puts himself P2, but Kevin beats him. Just misses out on pole in the end with a 29.7. Good lap from the pair of those two. And Piztem as well is on a lap buckler. We'll keep an eye on him. 2 temps up for the first sector. And he's invalidated. Oh. So now we wait for, I believe, Dambos, who will be the next big challenger. A few drivers have already set their laps and their qualifying is over. Dambos not one of them though. He comes down the straight. He's got a McLaren ahead of him of Danger Man, who doesn't seem to be wanting to get out of the way, and this is going to be massively off-putting for the Alfa Romeo driver. Yeah, Danger Man's just not jumping out the way.
Oh, Danger Man.
And this is completely blocking Damos, and now he jumps out the way, and Damos is not going to be happy about that. That's going to cost him a lot of time. We'll have to see where he can still slot himself into. Comes across the line now. What can he do? The Alfa Romeo driver is P6, and I think it would have been a damn sight better as well without that traffic.
Ooh, Shark is nearly 10.5 up going through the first sector split. He's got
That's good.
To grab pole.
He was one who was looking very confident for this race as well.
Wow, the commander.
Oh, he's gone wide, and I see it.
Oh.
And that's his chances done, I believe. TMR Fale about a 10th up. It's not going to be good enough to challenge for front 3 rows, I don't think. It could possibly put him on the 2nd row if he's got some time in hand for his final sector, but that's another invalidation on the inside. Seems that everyone I spectate seems to get an invalidation, so we'll see what Bram Nilsson can do now. As he approaches the final sector, he gets a bit wide. And Shark's in the wall.
Shark's in the wall.
And that's not the way you would have wanted to end the session, but yeah, checker flag is out for these drivers as Bram Nilsson comes across the line now, puts himself into P6. And the next driver, I think the only driver, is now CJ Allen. As Pistem is on his in lap. Oh, Morgan's gone P10. Cineflow couldn't improve in the end. And Agonized Honey has come across the line now. He goes P10. And CJ Allen now the last one to cross the line, puts himself into P12.
I think Pistem is also on lap. He's coming through the final few corners and see what he can
go
do.
Again, did he?
Yeah.
He comes across the line now, and he does jump up a couple of places.
I didn't see where.
Did 2 laps.
6 run.
Yeah, it's P6 in the end. He did a couple of laps on those off, but he should be good in the race regardless. But yeah, I mean, big story. The 2 that we wanted to watch tonight, they share the front row and are only separated by less than a 10th. But it was EQR Matty who took, I believe, his first pole position of the season. F&T Kevin slots in P2, his teammate just behind him in P3. Shark down in P4 would have been disappointed in the end. SLR Dylan in P5. Pistem in P6 on his debut, not bad from him. Bram Nilsson was slotting P7. Downboss blocked in the final run in the end. He's going to be very disappointed down in P8. Ofale in P9, Agonist Honey P10, SLR Morgan P11, CJ Allen P12, Mex Sandwich P13, Crook and P14, Danger Man P15, Maori 16th, Davy 17th, Tavares in 18th, and Sinflow was at the back of the grid in 19th. So we got clear skies for what is possibly a monumental day for the Brazilian who starts P2 in this race. Couldn't quite do it last time out with a bit of contact with the Williams driver at turn 1, but I think he's put himself in a great position to convert that tonight.
Yeah, as you said, can win the championship. Matt needs to outscore Kevin by 9 points, I think.
Yep, 9 points.
And needs to bag the win, doesn't he? And hope that Kevin drops down the order.
Yeah.
Hopefully he gets a few penalties or something.
I think fastest lap's going to be difficult for either of these drivers to get, because they are going on soft to medium. There will be drivers doing mediums to softs on the reverse strategy. So I doubt either of them will get that fastest lap point. And obviously that does mean that if they sit 1-2, regardless of who's where, that Kevin will be champion. But yeah, if Matt can win and somehow Kevin gets P3 or lower, then he continues the championship till after Christmas. And I think for Kevin, although he's pretty much done it regardless of when he does it, I think there will be a little bit of doubt in the back of his mind if it does creep past the Christmas break, because anything can happen. With a 3-week break, he could lose that confidence that he's had in that massive run of form, and he'll definitely just want to get it secured as early as possible.
Exactly. I mean, anything can happen in this race. You could lose the car and end up on the wall, and you can have a massive lack of confidence. That could really shoot your championship hopes. But I think Kevin has a brilliant opportunity today to win it. He's in P2, he's in a prime position, he's behind his championship rival Matty. He's feeling confident, as you said, from yesterday's race. He got P3 Tier 1 race. He's feeling confident, yeah.
Not far off the victory in the end. It was Jamham who came on a charge.
Exactly, so he's feeling confident.
Quite keep him. But we did find out yesterday that the medium to soft is actually the best strategy, regardless of So if the guys on the mediums can get a really clean start and cut through the traffic, then they're in a good position.
Yes, that's only
they've got pace.
That's only 3 drivers tonight. CGL, Mex and Maldi, yeah.
Only 3 of them. But I'm surprised as many people went on softs they have. Only 1 person went on softs in the race yesterday outside the top 10, which was VCR Shark. Obviously he starts up in P4 for this race. But Buckley, any predictions for the race? Who do you think is going to take the victory?
I am going to go with my gut, and I'm going to say VCR and Shark. That's what I think I'm going to go with.
I'm going to go with pole sitter Matty.
Yeah.
I've seen his pace. I think it's very strong. So if he can keep it clean, he's got a great chance. But a win is minimum what he needs to keep this championship alive realistically. And I say for however many weeks running, the lights are on our screen, but they're not for the drivers. So we will wait for them to come on ahead of the drivers. We'll see as their engines start to rev. So we got 27 long laps ahead of us. Who will be victorious in the Russian Grand Prix? And it is lights out and away they go. It looks like a strong start from Kevin on P2. He's already side by side with May, and he's got past him before turn 1. And now Matt's going to have the slipstream down into turn 1. They seem to be shuffling about 4 wide at the end of the straight. Shark's going to the inside, and Matt's going to try and go back down the inside of Kevin into turn 2. And he's blunted him off the track. He's have to go on the runoff. Two of them's going to have to go on the run off. Matt takes the position back, and now Kevin's going to fight back in through turn 3 and into turn 4. Can he get the position back? It looks like Matt's got him covered. There was a bit of contact there through turn 2. But Matt keeps the position in the end. We've got a bit of battling back down at the act, and there's a spinner, and it is CJ Allen who's made a bit of contact, I believe, with Agonised Honey. And there's 3 of them down the back of there. There's Tavares, Davy as well. And they've all been spun out at the start of this race. But it was Matt that leads away. Very crucial for him. It was a decisive move up the inside to take that position back from Kevin. Kevin went on the runoff area and had to go past the bollard on the left-hand side. So he won't be under investigation for that as he did it in the correct manner. They all seem to have settled down now. We come to the end of lap 1. See the predicted pit stop strategy at bottom. Soft runners should be pitting around about lap 11. Some will go for the undercut, some will go for the overcut as well though. So, yeah, looking on that. Kevin seems to be struggling a little bit after that bit of contact with Matt. Now got Shark right on his rear wing and could be under pressure into turn 2.
I think he's got the pace here on the wrist as he's looking right behind Kevin. Using
Shark.
DRS.
There it is, overtake. He wants to get past him as soon as possible. Down the inside, he's going to make a move. He does thinks better of it into turn 1. Very difficult to go side by side. If you're going to make a move, you really have to be committed on the brakes. And he didn't feel like he could in that position. And Bram Nilsson, I think, has had a bit of an incident. Damos has got past him. I think Dylan's got past him as well. And Agonised Honey has got around the outside as well through turn 3, or what would then be turn 4. And the racing point is dropping back slightly. And we've got 3 drivers in the pits as well, Buckley, on that first incident. Oh, and there's a spinner. And it's Sinflow in the wall. Definite front wing damage for the Renault driver as Piztem has got himself up into P4, but gone very wide through turn 8 there. He's looking to keep with these top guys. Matt is trying to pull away and out of DRS already.
That's Maldi. The second Renault. He's lost his front wing.
Oh, Maldi's spun as well.
Oh.
Copying what his teammate had done.
2 Renault boys.
Before. Yeah, Cyril's not going to be happy at the start of this race. But out in front, Matt hasn't quite managed to get the gap that he needs.
Oh! Big contact. The 2 Force Indians then now. Ockville and Esnor Morgan side by side. As I think
there's damage. Damage on Fale. Oh, and he spun. And he's round. Has he hit the wall? I think he's hit the wall as well. He's got wing damage. He's hit the wall even harder on the other side.
Well. Yeah.
Yeah, those 3 now battling. There's a big contact between mechs. That was nearly a massive crash. I don't think Tumar Fale expects him to go around the outside. But Mex Andrix now going to try and go around the outside as Morgan's retired from the Grand Prix. And now Oil squeezes him to the inside, but it's not going to stop Max coming through as he gets the move done down into turn 2, but he's gone wide. Is that going to give Ofale the advantage on the outside? He gives him a squeeze. There's still contact between the 2 of them. And Ofale with the damage is really going to struggle to get around the outside there. He doesn't manage to do it in the end. Matt's still trying to extend that gap to Kevin. And he has got it to a second at the moment.
Second, yeah. That's crucial to get himself outside that DRS gap. As Shark is behind and Kevin as well, he's trying to keep that gap. As Dunfield seems like battles going on as Davy and Sinflow are going side by side.
Looking to possibly get past Vizten.
Yeah.
A little bit too far back on this occasion. But we've got a bit of a 5-car train now forming. If Kevin can keep within DRS, it's going to be so close. Coming down the straight, I know that Matt's probably pushing quite hard at the moment. Let's see what ERS the 2 of them are using. Pretty similar percentages, about 30 each. But Kevin needs to probably use a bit to try and stay within that DRS, because he's now going to get swallowed up by the field.
He just has to take the DRS range of Kevin. Wait,
I think it was Dambos setting the fast lap of the race. Yellow flag.
He's trying to get past his stem.
He is, yeah. On the outside, I don't think he's going to get it around there. Yep, his stem holds the inside, but it's going to give him a horrible exit out of turn 2. And now Janino, can he get the move right around the outside of turn 3? It looks like he's going to have the high ground now for turn 4. But will the 2 of them keep it clean? Down the inside, Janino, bit of contact. And he's made him cut the corner completely. Pissed him and then made contact. Massive crash. And he's managed, he's still going in the race.
What?
I'm not sure, he was hit the wall about 140.
How does he manage that?
But by the looks of it, Piston was too aggressive on the Ferrari driver. Didn't leave him enough space on the inside. And now Dan Moss is going to need to get past the Williams driver.
That's what I was going to aim to hear, because I figured out a few years ago back in STB, as I went for the same move as Dylan. He's got past just as well. People couldn't get past Dan Moss.
He's just getting swallowed up now as Davi's also out the race. We've got a virtual safety car.
Safety car from Max.
Virtual safety car.
Yeah.
This would help perfectly Pistem if it was about 20 seconds
Ooh,
later.
Max has
but
been this. I was on board team out. He's been this coming out of turn 8.
Yeah, he's too far ahead of Dolfalo. We're not going to see it, but we see him on the track map. Not sure how he's done it there. But he's out of the race. I don't think anybody would take the initiative to pit, as they've still got a long way to go on these softs. No, there is a few in. SLR Dylan, Agnost Honey looking like he's coming in. As well as Bram Nilsson. They may go for it, but the hards aren't the best tyre. And they're not really going to gain much time, as they've only just come in the pits.
And
we're already green flag.
he's gone, yeah.
Oh, talking about gone, Matty's up the road for pretty much 1.5 seconds now. But these guys are going on mediums, so they're confident they can go to the end. But they're going to be struggling at the end, to say the least. These softs are meant to do about 11 laps.
Yeah. Sharky's better than defeats of Kevin.
Yeah, looking Janino as well. Kevin's teammate, looking to make up lost ground at the start. Not sure why Dan Moss lost so much time at the start. He did pick up a few positions, which probably the traffic held him up a lot. But he would have been looking to get in this fight. It was him versus Janino in Singapore for the win. It was this man, Janino, who took the victory in the end.
It was very much dominant for Janino, as Sharky's looking right to see behind.
He's looking to get past, yeah. At the moment, he's looking like quicker out the two. Janino possibly as well, looking quicker than his teammate.
Exactly, he's looking to set himself up. Shark up to the corner. He gets a slingshot down the straight, gets DRS to hopefully get past him. See if that happens. He needs a good exit here.
Yeah, he's really close to him. I don't think he's going to struggle to get past him down the straight in reality.
Using his ERS.
A bit of his ERS, but these guys need to get past Kevin, as Kevin doesn't have the pace to keep with Matt at the moment.
Yep. Here we go.
In DRS and Slipstream. Looks like an easy move down the inside. Kevin's not going to fight it. And Shark gets the move done. But Kevin's going to fight back round turn 3 on the inside. But it's and he's already got the move. And now can Shark get the position back down the inside at turn 4? No, he can't. And Kevin straight back past Shark. But will he go for the move now into turn 5? We've seen a few moves down the inside there, but not on this occasion. And Kevin just drove straight back past Shark.
Yeah, that was weird. It's like Shark went deep into turn number 2.
Well, that's the issue with the holding the inside line, is that the exit you get is awful. So, and Fale's out. So that's in the pit lane. Yeah, that's in the pit lane. So, yeah, that battling as well. It's just sent Matt further up the road.
Yeah, it is 2.2 seconds up the road as Shark. The seat trying to
activating his DRS. Hopefully he hasn't got a DRS issue. He just probably was trying to filter in behind. He wasn't activating it down that straight, so we'll see down the next straight. He's still right behind the Ferrari driver.
Oh,
he's gone wide. And that's not going to help his chances now. He's still close enough, but do be a bit closer. He's going to have to use a load of his ERS. Yeah, that'll be for Fale's. Fale's ghosts. So yeah, not close enough on this occasion. I'm sure Kevin's going to be willing on his teammates, try and put some space between him and Shark. So as it stands, Kevin is your tier 2 champion, but he's got 2 very feisty drivers behind him. We're going to be trying to change that for the end of the race.
exactly. And Matt will be hoping that Shark and Jorginho can swallow Kevin up and get him down as Shark runs wide
Yeah,
again.
definitely got a warning
That's
for
going to
that.
be,
I think
it's
two
gonna be a
on
warning.
two on that lap alone. So penalties are definitely going to decide this race as well.
Yeah, exactly.
At the moment, all of them staying clean. Maudi's hadn't, not Maudi, Maudi's out of the race, sorry.
Maudi's out of the
Sinoflow's had
race.
another spin. Didn't actually notice that Maudi was out. But yeah, he's retired quite early on.
Renault boys are
And Matt not extending the gap as much. He had a very poor sector 1 on that last lap. But he is slowly still creeping it back up to just over 2 seconds. It'd be interesting to see if Shark can get past, whether he can close that gap down to Matt.
Shark
pace that Matt was showing at the start is definitely not showing as potently now as we get towards the dying stages of these soft tyres. And
Kevin gets a really good exit.
Shark with another good opportunity, but doesn't seem to be interested in going for it. We've got TSR Dangerman span again.
Dangerman. It's in the wall.
Janino looking very, very close. It's about going down the inside a little bit too far on this occasion. Shark now struggling to get past Kevin.
As Matt extends, he's kind of keeping that gap as 2.3 to 2.4 seconds. As he's just sitting behind Kevin. He's not really wanting to overtake now. Maybe he's waiting for the future laps to come. There's a yellow flag.
Span again.
Again.
Yeah.
Oh, you have absolutely here.
Sinoflow one of only, I believe, 4 or 5 drivers to win a race this season.
Oh, he's missed the pit lane exit. He went straight up. Oh, he's had an absolute nightmare for words. So penalty for that as well.
I think we have a slight issue with the stream. I don't know if it's Twitch's end, but I can't seem to load the stream at all on my phone. It just buffers every time. So I think we've got a slight issue with that. But we are still recording for people to watch afterwards. So
yeah, it should be okay then.
yeah, hopefully so. Janino really pressuring Shark now down that straight. These three only. Oh, he span!
Oh,
he's in the wall!
No.
I don't know if there was contact there between him and the Ferrari, but he's round and he's hit the wall. And he was looking one of the favourites for this race win. And I think that's massive for the championship tonight as well.
No, he got
the
Ferraris.
Ferraris now sit 2 and 3, so unless Dambos can do something about it, I think it may stay in this position.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's going to be a bit of team orders from the Ferrari boys as Kevin will be asking Nino to stay behind. I think that's
massive disappointment for Shark. Massive disappointment.
Yeah.
He's looking really quick early on. Again, I don't know if there was contact between him and Janino, or if he just dropped it on traction. Have to review that afterwards.
He's right up to the field of Kevin.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they let Janino go. Is that Matt coming into the pits? It is. Matt is in the pit lane.
Yeah.
Race leader and the 2 Ferraris both stay out for an extra lap. As we head on to lap 10 now. See what the Mercedes crew can do in the pit lane. It is on a set of mediums, as we expected. Big question is Matt going to come out in traffic?
Stays behind his team. I don't think he's gonna. Oh, here, never mind. He's going to go around the outside of turn 3.
Yeah.
No, never
too
mind.
far back though.
Yeah, he's a bit too far behind.
Right, where does Matt come out? He's in clean air. He's got a CJ Allen ahead of him on a set of mediums, which he should dispose of quite quickly. But overall, not too bad. He shouldn't catch the lights of. Yeah, he shouldn't catch Crooken. So for him, that is not bad position to come out. Just needs to get his head down now. Pumping the laps. Obviously, it's looking a bit more bleaker as the laps go on. With the Sharks incident, but yeah, it's looking like the alternate strategy is not going to work for most guys tonight in terms of victories. They are a little bit too far back. Yeah,
in the wall.
No, that is in the pit lane.
He's retired pit lane, yep.
So it should be fine. Yeah, I'll say it again, I think Giannino's looking quicker out of the two, and Kevin boxes. So the lead Ferrari gets to pit first. Choice of strategy. Now the question is Giannino going to push hard and try and jump his teammate? Did look quite feisty and was trying to get past him. But Dan Boss Bram Nilsson also in the pit lane. And Kevin's going to get held up as well.
Yeah.
Slightly, not a massive amount.
Matty, he's coming to the final corner.
Yeah, he should easily ahead
behind
of
Alan.
Ferrari. Ferrari's now on pit exit.
Yeah, that's
still on the limiter
way
line.
ahead.
And Matt's already going to try and make a move on CJ Allen. So disposed of him very, very quickly.
Mindhead.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, massive gains to be made on the undercut. His gap is pretty much over 5 seconds now. So. Yeah.
See if
Dambos came out ahead of Agonized Honey. Agonized Honey is now on the back of him.
Flag.
Flow again. It's had a spin.
Another front wing. I made this joke in Singapore, I think.
We've got a VSC for it.
VSC as well, yeah. Last
the stewards.
Maldi.
Stewards aren't going to be very happy with his conduct in this race, I would say the least. 11 laps, and I think he's done less than half of them pointing the right way. So
I think it was Maldi last week with numerous amount of front wings, and this week it's Cineflow, so the Renault boys, they're gonna have to
green flag again, and Giannino pits just at the end of that VSC. I don't think he'll gain a massive amount. We'll see as he comes out.
Should get him in front of Dan Boss and right behind Kevin. We'll see though. We'll see if Dan Boss can get a little bit of.
Oh, there goes Matt.
From Giannino.
There goes Matt.
Yeah.
He flies past. Now coming down the straight is FNT Kevin, and he is going to come pretty much side by side with Giannino, but Giannino gets the undercut, and he's got the position, and that VSC, I think, just managed to get him out ahead.
Yeah.
He's gained about a whole second in that pit window. And Cineflow has retired.
Yeah, Cineflow.
And he's finally out of this race. So Giannino is now the lead Ferrari. Be interesting to see how Ferrari now play this.
Let's see if there's a bit of team orders when the race comes to an end. As Kevin sitting in a P4 now, but I presume it'll be P3 when CJ Allen pits for a set of softs and mediums right now, going to the 11 laps on those mediums. As Matt's just gone, isn't he?
He's enjoying this, to say the least.
Yeah, he's 5.4, the gap from Giannino to Matt.
Giannino's now struggling on those cold tyres, and all of a sudden Kevin looks like the quick driver. Is it just one of those things that whoever's going to be following is going to look as if he's the quicker driver? Or is it that Kevin's now gained that advantage back on those medium tyres?
Yeah, we'll see what he can do.
Yeah. See what the Ferrari team do as well. Ambos sets the fastest lap. Letting these Ferrari boys know that he is on the way.
Deck. Here we go. Yep.
Yeah, and they're battling, the two of them. Yeah, it looks like Giannino's let Kevin through in the end though.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin the possible Tier 2 Champions race. But yeah, top 4. Still no penalties as of yet. Keeping it very clean.
Sharp
Dambos
that,
is,
actually.
see what Dambos can do, whether he can close this gap. But I think he's going to struggle. There's Shark and Crooken battling, and Shark gives him the squeeze on the
Here we
inside,
go.
gets the move done. So he is past the Red Bull driver on his charge back through the field. Still some good points available for him. But obviously he's got a few drivers on the alternate strategy. Well, it looks like only CJ Allen's going for the alternate strategy now. He's the only one on very warm mediums. And, Dylan and Honey might possibly be going for that one stop still. Yeah, look, Janino's still quite easily keeping with Kevin.
Exactly, and
They're very similar on
think-
pace.
yeah, I don't think Junior wants to get past him.
No, I don't think Ferrari will want him to either.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a big race for them for constructors as well. They have not yet wrapped up the title. Still got some work to do, so it'll be a big haul of points if they can bring it home.
Oh, there's been a spinner as the newbie. The Williams
Yeah,
and
Pistem is out.
Pistem. Oh, I just
Are
caught
we
that
going to
as well.
see a safety car possibly with that
Safety
incident?
Oh, it will be out by now. That is in sector
Yeah.
3.
Which is
I
if
just
there's
caught
gonna
that.
be no VSC either.
And,
Yep, they've cleared the incident.
I think the closest people right now is CJ Allen and Kevin.
Yep, and Janino following
Well
them
as-
as well.
Yeah, as well as Dylan and Dambos, they're quite close together.
Yeah, Alan on
Same
the
as
most
Honey
he's
is.
had since the start.
Yeah.
Van Nilsson is looking to close on against Honey as well.
Shark is closing down the gap as well to Bram Nilsson as he's, as you said, on charge. And Crooked Bond as well. So it's Kevin, he's looking to get past CJ, he's looking to get past him on the straight. Set himself up to the final corner, he's using ERS, there we go.
Should be pretty simple for the Ferrari driver, you would have
Yep.
thought. He's staying out of the slipstream. CJ Allen doesn't look as if he wants to fight it in reality.
Yeah.
But Janino is looking feisty as well to get past now, and he does. So CJ Allen just sort of moving out the way for the pair of them as he's got his own race to run. But he's got a lot of work to do on that last stint if he does want to pick up some good points. You just see Matt in the distance there, ever so slightly,
Yeah.
in control. He's doing what he needs to do. He's doing what he needs to do, but it may all be in vain.
Yeah. CJ Allen, 3-second time penalty. Kevin, he just needs to keep this clean. And
Yep.
he's got one hand on the trophy right now. And
And we've
it's
got
coming.
a TSR Dangerman as well,
Yeah,
Spanning.
okay. We got a battle here between Bram Nilsson and Agnes Hunting. He's got past. He's got past.
Yeah, he's done it before the straight, but now Honey's going to fight back at him in the slipstream. But
Yeah.
Bram Nilsson's got the DRS, so he should be able to defend.
Oh,
And
he
Agnes
goes
Honey
down
up the inside.
inside.
He thought about it. Bram Nilsson had to leave the
Oh.
space. And these two giving us pretty much the only battle of the last 5 laps, which is great to see. Can Agonized Honey fight back? Well, they have to keep as close as he can.
Thought that's going to be Danny Rick dive bomb from Agonized Hunting.
Yeah, Damos in the pits.
Yeah.
And that is pretty much goodbye to the competition that the Ferrari boys had.
Yeah. So that yeah, he has.
Yeah, he's also hit the
He's
wall.
doing.
Disappointing race for him. It's not gone the way he wanted, but still 11 laps to go. Should be seeing CJ Allen in the pits very, very soon.
As I was saying, Kevin, he's got one hand on the trophy. And, doing the right thing right now. Oh, he's almost lost it as I said it. Oh my god, he almost gave me a heart attack. He's almost lost it into the wall. Oh my god, that must have been absolute.
Well, that's definitely not something you want to do,
Yeah.
especially with your rival winning the race.
We've almost commentator crossed him. You see, he almost binned himself in the wall.
That would have been the ultimate commentator's curse, I think. See, as you were speaking about the man, he's still going at the moment, so no doing. He's still on course to be the first Brazilian champion.
Yeah.
In STB history. But we all had a chance to do it yesterday. Had a bit of a rough race, couldn't do it.
Will F&T continues right behind him. He doesn't.
Closes down into turn 2.
Yeah,
not interested in
he just
the
lifts
move.
off. Yeah. Down the engine.
There's no threat for them in reality. I mean,
Yeah.
the closest guy is Dylan, who may not even make it to the end on those mediums. CJ Allen needs to pit and should do this lap. Yeah, not really the race we would have wanted for possible Tier 2 champion crowning.
Yeah, I mean, started out it was chaotic. There was a few battles as well at the start, but it kind of fizzled. And, it's just Russia, isn't it? It's just the track. Just the track layout. It's very not the greatest of battles in this track history, as he knew he's still behind Kevin and he's just going to back off and not going to disturb him. As
I heard Riggsy ask in the commentary box yesterday, he doesn't know why people hate Russia so much. He thinks it's a decent track on the game. Well, this is why, Mr. Riggsy. This is why.
This is
why.
why.
CJ Allen peeling into the pits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just yeah, I don't want to shit on the track as you would say, but it's not. To me, it's not just. There's no appealing aspects about it. It's Juninho just looking to go up the inside finally on Kevin.
Here we go.
Turn 2. And they're side by side, the two of them, risking that through turn 2. Very interesting. Juninho's going to go right around the long way through turn 3. Not going to get the run into turn 4 though. It's going to have to be an absolute dive bomb from there.
He's screaming on the radio right now saying, what is he doing? And they want to be doing to that. There's no real threat, as you said. There's no real point of fighting.
Yeah, and they have the potential to be throwing it all away. Even if one of them picks up a penalty, it's not really going to matter for either of them at the moment. But if there is a late safety car or some sort of incident, what have you, then it could, could bite them in the arse. But yeah, see about this track. It's I mean, you look at the tracks, you know, the ones that all the drivers love, the classics. You look at Monza, Spa, Japan, Suzuka. They're all punishing for the drivers. You know, you make a mistake and you know, that's that. You're either in the wall or you lose a huge amount of time. I think that is a massive point for this track as to why it is been a bit of a failure in reality for real life. That has not produced the best races over the years. I think it is just because of the mass runoffs area, really.
Yeah, exactly.
You see it in France as well. Obviously, they added France back in 2018 on the calendar, and the races there haven't been fantastic since. So, yes, it's a lot. You know, this track is a flurry of 90-degree corners essentially, with a long sweeping left, one long sweeping left. So
yeah, exactly.
It's just, I think for the drivers, it's just not the most engaging overall to drive around. It's not. I don't know.
And
it's a strange one.
It doesn't really, it doesn't really punish you
No.
Like, there's no real gravel traps like beside the curb, or there's no
Well, there's none.
barriers.
There is no gravel.
Yeah, exactly.
There is no grass.
Yeah,
There is nothing. It's just all
I think.
all
Yeah,
curbs and tarmac, which I think is disappointing because the track itself is set in a very nice location overall. It's a bit like Abu Dhabi. It's an absolutely beautiful venue, but
yeah, exactly.
it doesn't matter how nice the venue is if the racing isn't there to be seen. Then what's the point?
Yeah,
we are seeing a bit of a battle going on at the moment. VTR Shark finally making his way through the field on the back of Agonos Honey. Bit of understeer. Still got a decent enough exit. Should be able to get past Agonos Honey on this occasion. As he activates his DRS and overtake button. Closing on the Haas. Agonos Honey's going to go defensive. Shark's going to go the long way around. You have to back out of that one. That never works there, but he's got another chance now through turn 3. Agonos Honey cuts him off instantly. Shark round the outside, he's got a great run on him. Is he going to launch one up the inside?
Yeah.
It's Bedorovic, but Agonos Honey's locked his front right. Can Shark now get the position? Into turn 5, they're side by side. And Agonos Honey leaves him the respect and the space. And Shark looks to have possibly got the move done now, as it's not a chance to go back on the outside, but he gives it a go. And he just about gives the position. I think that's the best battle. Oh, and he's spun, and he's in the wall.
Agonize, no.
Oh,
He's lost it. Right on board with him.
Yeah, he just got it all.
He's lost
it. He defended well from Shark, but yeah, just lost it on traction in the end.
Oh no.
Oh.
That's
Finally saw a bit of battle then. Crooken is now on the back of CJ Allen. I think CJ Allen's just got past his set of softs. So Janino is going for the move again. It's turn 2 and he's got a move. He's a Ferrari driver. And he's round. Which, yeah, back into P2. I get the feeling that these two are sort of just having a bit of fun, swapping positions, and
why not? Why not? Because Dylan is miles behind.
But I wouldn't be surprised to see these two switch round by
by the rest. Yeah.
So yeah.
And just going back to the track and stuff like that, I think another factor is, corner cut. Drivers are so concerned with the corners, like they
I mean,
what wide, like they can't push on this track because they get risk of getting a penalty. You know what I mean? It's factor,
I felt the exact thing yesterday. Is you're more worried about.
Yeah, exactly.
The big difference is around the track like this, you're more worried about turning in too early and cutting a corner, whereas you drive at a track like Monza or, as I said, Spa, any of those brilliant tracks, high speed. You're more worried about sending it into the wall at about 170 miles an hour and having a massive crash. So I think it is to an extent maybe that danger element. Formula 1 drivers, they love that thrill. The reason they jump in the car and drive at 180 miles an hour through a flat corner. We got a safety car. Safety car is out.
Here we go.
And there we go. Now there's something to speak about.
Here we go.
Got a full course safety car, and I think Matty's going to be. I think on the inside he'll be fuming, but this is pretty much his only chance at keeping this championship alive. Because now, VTR Shark is back in this.
Yeah, exactly.
And we know the pace that he has got. If he can get past Bram Nelson and Dylan...
God, Shark almost went into the safety car.
When you see Dangerman's car there. And Crooken, Damos both in the pits. We're going to see the rest of these guys come into the pits as well.
Here we go then.
So this is what we needed.
Spice. Here we go.
We're going to have, I believe, 3 laps at the end of this race of just pure racing, and that's what we want to see. We want to see a good finale. If this is the race that the Tier 2 champion is crowned, we want it to be a cracker.
Exactly. I think
We have had some brilliant
hitting.
races this season, especially in Tier 2. I think especially when you've been here as well. We had a run of about 6 races, which were absolute bangers.
Oh,
So
absolutely
yeah, Matt,
loved
into the pits.
it, yeah.
Yeah, I think Hungary was brilliant, Britain was brilliant, Spa, Monza, Singapore was pretty decent.
Just me.
Well, you're here at the moment,
Of,
and it's not
no,
been
just
a
wait
thriller
until
yet.
it's going to be absolute cracker.
We'll see, but it is Ferrari double
Hold
stacking.
on to the end.
Obviously, they shouldn't lose anything. Hopefully, but Kevin will lose
Ram
time.
Nilsson.
I wonder.
Yeah, he will.
Ram Nilsson loses. Ram Nilsson stays out.
What was Dylan?
Dylan pits. Everybody else should box. No, CJ Allen
Yeah.
continues. He was already on a set of softs, Buckley.
Oh, here we go.
Okay,
A little bit of
so
spice.
and
Oh, he lets him through.
he's had to, I think.
Yeah.
But
Kevin, he's down to P5 mockery.
yeah, this really spices up. This has gone
that he
from
wants.
Ferrari. This has gone from Ferrari pretty much having it in the bag to Kevin really having his work cut out now. And he's only going to have Shark two positions behind him. If Shark can get a good restart and put Kevin under pressure, then we could see this championship continue for at least another
Exactly.
race.
Penalties as well. The top 3 doesn't have any penalties. CJ Allen does. Kevin
Yeah.
doesn't. Dylan does.
Shark doesn't as
either.
well.
Yeah. Here we go.
So I think it's actually worked. Although Matt would have comfortably won the race, he has got Bram Nilsson on an old set of mediums behind who he shouldn't be troubled by. And at the moment, touch wood, he has no penalties. So I would say overall it's a massive positive for the Mercedes driver.
What does Kevin need? In position does he need right now to win this championship?
He
I think it's
needs to finish P2.
P2, yeah.
Yeah,
P2.
even if he gets P3 with the fastest lap, it will continue.
Yeah.
So,
It's P2.
but I expect Matt to run away with 26 points at this stage, yeah.
Does he have the fast lap?
He doesn't, but he's on a fresh set of softs.
Yeah.
He's on a fresh set of softs, clean air. But obviously other drivers will get DRS, so be a challenge for him. So far should be in at the end of next lap. Because obviously they're all now bunched up, but apart from Magnus Honey, who is no longer in the session.
So, who was it caused the safety car? I think it was...
Danger Man. No, yeah.
Danger Man, yeah.
Danger Man. He's in the wall at turn 6. Next at turn 6. Dylan has overtaken. Place back. But interesting. It is Ferrari, Alpha Tauri, Ferrari, Alpha Tauri, Ferrari, Alpha Tauri, and Dylan overtaking Kevin again. Trying to get a bit of a move on. So.
He's on his tyres, I'm presuming that's why he's doing that. And,
yeah, and I can't watch on board CJ Allen or Kevin's. The engines are revving to about 20,000, which these engines don't even do, so...
I don't have it right now.
Ooh, Dylan's really looking... He's pretty much, he's telling Kevin, he's like, I'm gonna get you off the restart. He's saying, I'm gunning for you. You better get a move on.
Look at this. He's
ready to go.
With him. He's toying.
He's ready to go, but you should see the message from FIA race director that he said the car will be in this lap as they reach the end of the straight, hopefully.
See the safety car light up at the end of the second. Or start of the second, I meant.
Well, Matt's currently giving me motion sickness, so I can't see the lights as they come through him now. It's not.
It's
Going for another lap. And
Why?
Come on.
Yeah.
We want to see some
Wait.
racing. Oh, it is in this
Oh,
lap.
no.
They've gone off late. But yeah, here we go. Very late from the safety car.
Very
Interesting. But anyway, this is what we want to see.
Interesting.
We're going to have
Why is this
3
happening?
laps of pure racing.
This is going to be awkward. This is going to so late.
Yeah, Matt, it's finally gone out the way now. Matt can go when he wants, and he has. He's bolted early.
Oh.
And Brown Nelson's been dropped already. And he's really going to struggle to even get any slipstream. But Janino as well has been caught napping. And as I said from the restart, Dylan is looking like the aggressor. And VTRL Shark as well looking very strong behind him. So, can anyone make a move down the straight? I doubt they will without DRS. But we'll see as Dylan goes wide through turn 2. Yeah, no positions changing down into turn 2 as Dylan's completely cut the corner there. Interesting. He's got a penalty and he is an overtake, possibly looking for a move on Kevin. Into turn 4, a little bit too far back. He's gone wide again. And Crooken's picked up a penalty as well. And at the moment,
Dylan's gone wide there.
he's been off the track on every corner on this lap so far, which is pretty impressive. But
yeah, that's quite impressive.
and he's off again.
Wide again.
Well, he's given it his all on the safety car restart, as we were saying.
Yeah.
He's looking very aggressive. But who is now looking aggressive is F&T Janino, trying to possibly make a move, but also as well, Kevin. This is really important for his afternoon. If he wants to be crowned champion, he has to get past Alan and Brown Nilsson, as well as his teammate. But I would expect them to do some team orders down there. As Kevin might go down the inside there, doesn't quite thinks better of it in the end, but. I don't think we're going to see any moves until DRS is activated. Janino's pretty much pushing Brown Nilsson through the corner. His option to stay out on the mediums may have cost him in the end. Matt picks up the fastest lap. And Janino's going to get past him possibly before even turn 1. It's going to be around the outside of turn 1, but he goes defensive. There's no DRS as of yet, so it's going to help Brown Nilsson's defence. Into turn 2, Kevin as well, yeah. On the outside, Janino's made the move, but I don't think Kevin's going to be able to do it. And he's been forced off, but Janino gets the move done. Brown Nilsson's now under pressure from CJ Allen and Kevin. CJ Allen's going to try and make the move, possibly at the inside of turn 4, but it's now Dylan on the inside as well. There's pretty much 3 abreast.
Oh my
and
god,
now
I didn't realise
Kevin's now under pressure. They've made contact, the 2 of them. And now Brown Nilsson has held the position on CJ Allen. He needs to get past him. And up the inside goes Dylan. He's made the move. And here comes Shark.
Oh my god, that's the contact.
And now Dylan's... Dylan's...
Oh my god, Dylan.
Nearly wiped out Kevin. I think Dylan was too aggressive there. Put Shark in the wall. Another contact.
Oh,
Shark. He's having so unfortunate this race. And now Kevin is going to get past Brown Nilsson before the end of the straight. He's pretty much got one position, Buckley. One position to take this championship.
Yep.
Well, Shark's going to continue. Although he's got big damage, he's going to try and stay out and pick up some points. But he's got Crooken and Danboss breathing down his neck now, and Brown Nilsson's really struggling on those mediums. They're completely off the cliff now. And look at his rear end. CJ Allen's completely lost it as well, and he's going to be under pressure from Kevin. Could this be the championship move?
Needs this, Kevin. Needs this.
He's been squeezed.
On to the final lap.
Yeah, this is the final lap.
Here we go.
Is this what he needs? Janino's gone up the road. Is he going to let his teammate through? Dylan is out in the session. But here he comes down the straight. He's used pretty much all of his ERS. He's going to be too far back on CJ Allen. We're not going to get it into turn 2, but he's got plenty of opportunities throughout the lap if he can stay with him. But Janino's not looking like he's slowing down.
He's not.
So he's got some work to do, and it looks like Shark's still going for the move on Brown Nilsson, but he knows that Brown Nilsson's got that penalty, and Shark is clean at the moment. He's still hanging on to that position, Buckley.
Yeah.
Stellar drive at the moment.
Kevin, he's got one last opportunity going down into turn number 11. He's setting for the front.
He is, he just needs to stick with him. Janino's picked up a penalty! And that's massive! And Kevin is on to take the Tier 2 championship in the final race before Christmas. Can this be it? It's so close. And now
Oh,
Kevin needs to get past CJ Allen as he gets in DRS, overtake Rover at the outside. He gets the position on CJ Allen. Surely he's done it. It's 3 seconds. This is going to be so close yet again. We've seen it time and time again. Matty is going to take the victory out in front. It's 2.9. It's 2.9. As Matt comes around the final corner, he takes a dominant victory, a Grand Slam victory here. Kevin hasn't got the gap. He's going to come around the final corner, and it's Janino who picks up the fastest lap around the corner. He misses. No, he's done it. Kevin is your T2 champion, and he's done it with 5 thousandths of a second. But he is your Tier 2 champion. Take a bow, the first Brazilian champion of STB ever.
Wow, that was what?
What a finish, Buckley.
What has just happened? Kevin.
And we were on about that race not bringing us entertainment, and that is the finish we need to the end of the race. And Matt loses the Grand Slam victory in the end. And wow.
Look at that gap.
But ladies and gentlemen, the man has done it. The Ferrari man is your Tier 2 champion. And what a way to do it. And I think the gap in the end was 5 thousandths of a second. But it was a dominant display from Matt. He did all he could. He did all he could in a race he had to win. And Kevin made it work in the end. He finishes P2, and he, as I say again, he is your Tier 2 champion.
The first ever Brazilian in STB history has won a championship. Can you believe that? Oh my god, within 5 thousandths of a second.
I mean, I never would have thought coming into the season that the Drivers' Champion would have been crowned by 5 thousandths of a second over 17 races.
That is
wow,
the title.
what an end.
Oh
what an
my
end.
God.
And he's done it. Ladies and gentlemen, he's done it. But that brings an end to, well, what started off as a very boring race, to say the least, but ended in absolute dramatic style. Wow. We will start with EQR Matty, who we have in the party. Matt, if you'd like to include your audio. Matt, are you there?
Yep.
So, a dominant display for you in this race. Yeah, nearly the Grand Slam. Lost the fastest lap on the end, but obviously the bigger factor in play, obviously, is that the championship is now over. Just run us through your emotions after that race.
Yeah, it's one of those wins you think you did absolutely nailed it. It's a bit like Lewis Hamilton losing the championship to Nico Rosberg in 2016. It's a bit that sort of thing. You win the race, but then you just lose it because the person behind just got the enough points to finish off the championship. That sort of feeling where you just like, yes, I've won, but it's not the sort of win you want. But I was going to win, I think, anyway, because it's still another 5-6 races to go anyway. But I just did my own thing, just trying to pull the gap as much as I could, and I just did my job. And then it was just up to whatever happened behind to steal the championship in the way it went.
Well, obviously, as you said, you did all you could for this race. But obviously not to be this season. Was it just the slow start to the season that possibly cost you in the end?
Yeah, for sure. My start was, I mean, I got a podium and I got second place in Vietnam, but the first 5-6 races were, I probably got about 30 points, the first 6 races, if that. So that really says starts lots of tracks there that I should have. It's just, I've just picked up, but it's been too late, and obviously I've had 3 retirements, and I think Kevin's hasn't had a single retirement at all, and he's done every race, so that's 3 more races of points to pull away from me, so that's also played a factor.
Well, congratulations on the victory tonight, but commiserations
Thank
on
you.
that championship.
Yep.
Right, we're going to try and get a couple questions from Kevin if we can, who is your Tier 2 champion. I'll say again, he is your Tier 2 champion after a up and down race, to say the least. So, Kevin, I'll just give you a couple questions. If you want to make sure that your audio is included in the party, and we'll get you going as soon as possible. Wow, I mean, it's been a dominant whole season from you, but I think to become champion in that style is absolutely fantastic. Just how are you feeling after that race?
I'm feeling really nervous because the hard season. I'm trying to be constant, but Matty always making like good races. Really happy for the result.
Yeah, it was pretty straightforward for you until that safety car came out. When you got stuck behind those cars, did you still feel it was possible, or did you feel that it was just slipping away in the end?
So I'm trying to do the overtakes and take the P1, but I lost so much time with the other drivers. So.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for the interview, and very, very, very well done on the championship. It has been a very dominant display from you all season, and we wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season as well.
Thank you so much, but so sorry for my English.
It was good, if you ask me. But yeah, Buckley, that wraps up another race, and that wraps up the Drivers' Championship as well. An absolute, yeah, exhilarating end to that race. And yeah, I think Kevin crowned your champion, rightly so. Been a brilliant display all season from him. What have you made of him as well throughout the season, Buckley?
I mean, that race was absolutely, that into the race was absolutely stunning. I mean, Kevin, you are the first ever Tier 2 Zillion champion, and you've won it by 5,000. I mean, that's an incredible title. Congratulations again. And your season has been absolutely outstanding from the very beginning. I've always rated you from the start, and I've absolutely enjoyed commentating over your races and having absolutely, I guess this is an early Christmas present for the Christmas break, so enjoy it, and then we'll see you after the Christmas break for the next race.
Yeah.
As well.
Kevin won 8 races so far this season.
Right.
8 out of 17, so that shows you the level of performance he's been on, and it's been an absolute pleasure to commentate over this whole season so far. Obviously we've still got 5 races to go as well, so I'm sure they will be crackers as well. But for about the 1000th time this season, Kevin is your first Brazilian champion, Tier 2 champion, the first Tier 2 champion in over 5 seasons as well. So yeah, massive congratulations to him. Commiserations as well to Matty in the championship. Pushed him as far as he could go, but it wasn't enough in the end. But yeah, that wraps up another race, as I said. Although slightly processional in the first half, definitely spiced up at the end. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody who's followed the championship as well. But there's plenty more positions to be decided later on in this championship, and who is going to get that all-important promotion to Tier 1. Well, we'll find out after the Christmas break. Yeah, everybody enjoy your holidays, and we will see you in 3 weeks' time for the Japanese Grand Prix.